Welcome to the How-To Show. I'm Teresa Klein, and today I'm going to teach you how to install laminate flooring. It is important to have a clean, level surface, so make sure you sweep all the debris up before you start. Then you want to get some foam underlay like this stuff. It costs about $20 for a roll. And next, you want to pick up your rabbet. You want to put them outside because rabbits have a tendency to get in the way of construction. The foam underlay acts as both a vapor barrier on cement floors as well as a noise barrier. Something really important to remember when laying laminate floors is to make sure that your first line is straight. If your wall isn't straight, which mine isn't, make sure that you form some sort of straight line to start your tiles on. Otherwise, if you get just a little bit crooked, they don't clip in together very well. Laminate flooring is a floating floor. It is not nailed to the floor. Rather, the pieces just clip together. You see this little tongue and groove thing? That piece there clicks to another piece, which looks like that. In order to put your piece in place, you just lift it up like that and then shimmy this part in. For about $15, you can buy a laminate floor installing tool and some spacers, which really come in handy. Once your tile is in place, you just use this tool to hammer it in place and make sure these lines, these seams, are really close together. Otherwise, you'll get what I have here is a gap in the seam. That's a bad seam. That is a well put together seam. The bad joints were caused as a result of having a crooked wall, which I didn't know was crooked. So about in the middle of my installation, the pieces all of a sudden didn't click together very well. So I had to leave some gaps in there to compensate. But the rest of the floor is now clicking together really well, and it's all good. So I will have to go back afterwards and fill in those gaps with some wood filler to make it look a bit better. I picked up some wood filler that is walnut color, the same as my floor, at Home Depot for around $5 to $6. I just squeeze a little line of wood filler into the crack. And then I'll just take my finger and work it in. And next I wipe off the excess with a damp rag, and then I let it dry overnight. I made the mistake of letting my rabbit back in, and now he is tunneling underneath my floor. Okay, Jack, come on, buddy. The reason they give you these spacers in the laminate installation kit is to put on your walls to provide a ½ inch space on each side. The reason you need to do this is because laminate flooring will expand and contract depending on the temperature. And you want to make sure that you leave enough room for it to do so, otherwise your floor will probably be all warped. Sometimes these pieces can be a little bit of a struggle to get in. That's why I would recommend getting a professional to do this. This is hard work. Another handy tip, get some knee pads. You're going to be on your knees a lot. Now, I was too lazy to take off my moldings on this side, so once you click the piece into place, you can take your little hammering tool here and you can knock it into place. See? Perfect. Once you get to the end, you want to put your piece in place and you want to take a marker and you want to mark where you have to make your cut. The cool thing about the floor is the piece that you cut off for the end here, you can use the other piece to start your next line. It is important to stagger your pieces. So for instance, you might want to start with a 1.5 foot piece and then your next piece put a full length. And the reason for that is so that, as you can see here, all your joints are staggered. And it looks better and it clicks together better as well. Make sure that you have a table saw for this job. It makes it so much easier. You can rent one at your local tool store. You want to use this guide here and you want to lock it in place right there so that your line matches your blade. It's best to set the saw up outside because if you put it in your house, it'll get really dusty in there. It is not an easy task, but the beautiful results are well worth the effort. And that, my friends, is how to install laminate flooring.